travel and life. And the story that I'm going to say, to tell you, is 2,000 years old. It comes from a long, long, ancient culture. At the time when my ancestors, the Phoenicians, on the coast of Lebanon were living off the sea. 2,000 years ago, they believed that there were many gods that were conducting the affairs of the universe. And this is a story about two of these gods. One, the god of the sea, Yamm, and the sea is still called Yamm now, even nowadays, and the god of the rain, Baal. And nowadays, anything that is cultivated without rain is called Baal. So, here is the battle of Baal and Yamm. Long ago, during the times of the great mariners of Phoenicia, lived the father of all gods, El. He shared his heavenly palace over the mountains of Lebanon with his lady wife, Hashira, the powerful, magnificent mother, and their many, many children. Their firstborn was Yamm, the god of the seas and the storms. He lived deep in the Mediterranean waters and was worshipped by all sailors to keep them safe during their treacherous voyages. And we're going to teach you the song the sailors made when they went on their voyages. It's called Hey La, Hey La. So everybody please. Hey La, 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 La. Thank you. Their second born was Baal, the god of rain and rider of the clouds. He brought agriculture to the land and lived on Mount Safwan in the north. He was worshipped by farmers and city dwellers because he brought order into chaos and kept all floods at bay with his magic thunderbolts. And then there was Anat, here down by the sea. She was the goddess of war, but in this picture, she's taking a little bath and she's having a little bit of a spare time from war. Down there in the bottom, somebody drew her. She loved her brother Baal more than she did Yamm. As you know, these things happen. One day, the mighty god El invited his children to a banquet in his great hall and announced that his eldest son Yamm would succeed him to the throne. None of Phoenicia's sailors were pleased because Yamm had an unpredictable character, just like the sea. He could be gentle and calm one day, or frightening and fearsome the other. When they heard the news, the sailors locked themselves in their homes and refused to sail. This angered Yamm, who commanded the waves to pound their ports and flood their shores. So the sailors cried to the great Lady Ashira and begged her to intervene. Please, Lady Ashira, please, Lady Ashira, help us, help us. Lady Ashira went to her son Yamm. She asked him to calm the waves and release his grips of the winds and storms battering the cities of the coast. Yamm stubbornly refused. Then Lady Ashira called on her other son, Baal, to fight his brother Yamm. She hoped if Baal won that chaos would subside and peace and order would return to the land. Riding the clouds, Baal flew to a great craftsman and asked him to make an invincible weapon to defeat Yamm. The craftsman carved 2 magical clubs of strong and fragrant cedar wood. Once the clubs were completed, one he named Yagrush and the other one he called Aimur. Carrying the magical clubs, Baal summoned Yamm to a duel on Mount Safon. For days on end, they battled. At times, Yamm transformed himself into a 7-headed serpent, while Baal used his thunderbolt to strike at his heads. But Yamm would not be defeated. His joints did not break, and his body did not collapse. Baal grabbed Yagrush. It swooped from his finger like an eagle and struck Yamm's shoulders. But Yamm was still not vanquished. So his sister Anat, that lazy lady down in the bottom of the sea, handed him Aimur, which she had infused with her mighty energy. Baal held Aimur high and struck Yamm between the eyes. Yamm's joints quivered, his spine shook, and he sank with a thud. He was finally defeated. Baal dragged him down the mountain and dropped him back into the sea. The sea calmed down immediately. Sailors went out to their boats to repair their sail in preparation for the next voyage. Hela, 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 hela. time, the land grew fertile with the regular rain Baal showered upon it. Delicious fruits grew along its coast: bananas, mandarins, lemons, and oranges. Peace and plenty blessed the people as the great Baal, the Lord of the rain, the rider of the clouds, was crowned the new king, and they all had a wonderful party. Thank you, thank you, thank you.